Randomly mock draft. Doing this from the 9. Gonna go heavy running back. You know the drill. This will be interesting. So we've already done the 5, the 7, the 8, the 11. Now this is the 9. Later in the week, we're gonna round out 1 through 4 and then 6. Those will probably be the rest of them that I do for the week. And then I will be doing 10 and 12 to finish that up. Once I have all of those compiled, what I'm going to do is I will go over like some of my projections, my rankings, and my reasonings for how I'm going about all this. This draft should be nice. I always do that with that sound effect. This draft should be nice because I am in here with mostly live people. At least it all filled up with live people when it fired. So that's pretty good for a Sunday night at like 10 o'clock. Considering maybe everyone else was watching like the WWE event also, which was absolutely garbage. So excuse me. Alright, so I wonder if this guy just randomly logged in and then just fucking forgot and went away. Oh shit. Appreciate you, dog. Man, did you watch the event tonight? Did you also think that it was awful? Christian McCaffrey also goes at the 1. Of course. So I imagine here at the 9, probably going to end up going something like Derrick Henry. And then hitting that curve into something like Josh Jacobs, Eckler, Joe Mixon. Yeah, Edge definitely looked like he fucked his neck up for real again, which seemed pretty bad. And while like kind of, it seemed like they were going pretty hard still. Then you could tell they were like letting up. Oh, he tore his tricep. That's what it was. Okay, it seemed like he took like a bad bump towards the end too. Maybe he was just kind of playing that off. But yeah, that event was really bad, man. It was really bad. I will like pay my $40 to watch AEW pay-per-views all day instead of paying for that. That was fucking rough, man. So Michael Thomas went at the 2. I don't agree with that. So I believe that you shouldn't be taking running backs early this year because wide receiver depth is so much. Like if you're not getting Michael Thomas or Devontae Adams, that's like the tier 1 right now of wide receivers. If you're not getting either of those two, like just stack up on running backs because you're going to be in this range where your wide receivers are going to end up getting like this like 20 to 25 point range, and I'll show you in a bit that you're going to have a lot of options when it comes to that. I think Joe Mixon will get a deal worked out because he's not wanting crazy money, and I think Dalvin Cook might get a deal done as well. In the last mock that I did, I talked about the Dalvin Cook holdout because I drafted at the 5 slot. So Derrick Henry went at the RB6. So this is interesting because I could get Devontae Adams and then I can take 3 running backs in a row. And I'm not reaching. But also Devontae Adams just has a bad injury history. So I think I'm going to go with Aaron Jones here. Well, damn, I don't even want. He's going to have some regression, but I think they're going to run him up. But yeah, I think Mixon's going to get a deal done strictly because, one, I didn't want to reach for him now. I'm going to take him on the turn, him or Eckler or Josh Jacobs, whichever one of those 3 falls for him. I'm not touching Kenyon Drake at all, and neither should anyone. But Mixon apparently only wants like 10 million, and I think that's fine considering where he's like been playing. That's not like crazy money compared to like the 16 million or something like that, like a lot of other people are asking. Also, when you look at like the free agent running back market for next year, there's like 15 starting running backs that are all going into free agency, and it's really, really rough for like all of them right now if they don't have long-term deals locked in, because all these like rookies that are coming out are just going to be out of control. And like the way like running backs are right now in the NFL is just if you're not young, and Josh Jacobs gets taken right there at the 11. That's fine. I completely agree with that. I was thinking about just reaching and taking him in general. It's like you need to just be young and absorb hits and just be explosive. And if you're not doing that, like if you're like hitting up in your 30s, this is not for you. So I'm gonna either end up getting Eckler or Joe Mixon. At least I should here with being 3 off. And then at the turn coming up, I'll be able to possibly land David Johnson or Chris Carson. If not, then at the worst, I'll definitely be able to grab like Jonathan Taylor or a solid wide receiver over here somewhere in the mix. We'll see how this really plays out, but shouldn't be too far off. Aaron Jones is fine to start off with. Like, I was hesitant, kind of want to grab Devontae, but like you have a very limited window for like workhorse running back, so we're just like they're setting their roles, they're gonna get their time, and their work is like very defined. So Eckler went, so we're gonna grab Joe Mixon here. And we're starting off Jones, Joe Mixon, which is totally fine, like that. So yeah, like your workhorse running backs like drying up real quick. Like there's very strong argument like the last real one on the board aside from like Mixon, who I just took, is like Fournette, and they're gonna be running him into the ground. Like you don't really know what's gonna go on with like Clyde and Damian Williams. Like Todd Gurley's gonna get like all the work in Atlanta, and like so should David Johnson. Chris Carson, I think, is going to get like the majority of work at the beginning of the season, especially with Rashad Penny and his ankle. Devin Singletary is going to end up giving up goal line work to Zach Moss. Mark Ingram is going to end up splitting work with J.K. Dobbins. Raheem Mostert should be heading the backfield, but Tevin Coleman's lingering. And like they just kind of bounce back and forth and ride that hot hand. I think David Montgomery has a very strong case for leading this Bears backfield. And Cam Akers should be leading the Rams backfield. In my opinion, I think he's way better than Darrell Henderson. And then Jonathan Taylor is like for sure gonna lead the Indianapolis backfield. He's way better than Marlon Mack in my opinion. I think he's an absolute animal. It's like the next Saquon, just completely out of control. So Fournette goes, Miles Sanders. Man, taking Travis Kelce, that's crazy. Definitely don't want to invest into running backs early this year. Is not a strong decision. Odell on the third. Man, is Clyde Edwards-Helaire gonna fall gonna fall to me? That'd be kind of crazy. I really like the possibility here of me landing Todd Gurley, David Johnson, Chris Carson, and then rounding out to Robert Woods and Calvin Ridley. Or at worst, Cooper Kupp, AJ Brown. All those guys are all going to be solid. I think Terry McLaurin, I don't care who his quarterback is, but I think he's going to be out for a breakout year. Devontae Parker, Stephon Diggs. All gasoline. So there goes Clyde, which is middle of the third for being in a live draft with like real people, aside from like literally one person. Or no, two people. That's I mean, he's falling a bit. It's very murky water on what's going to be happening with him and Damian Williams. So we'll see. James Conner is also kind of questionable with Anthony McFarland looming hard. All right, so Melvin Gordon goes. Let's see. We don't have any conflicting things there. I think we should just take David Johnson. The big difference in security between David Johnson and Todd Gurley is David Johnson's gotten like his wrist broken and like had some rib injuries, stuff like that. He doesn't have like arthritis in his knees right now before he's 30. So there's a big risk with taking Todd Gurley where he just might not make it through the whole season. It's very unlikely that he does. Then if you're just stuck like that, then it's just really rough. So Todd Gurley is like the last one that you know for sure is getting like the majority of the work, aside from right over here. So what I'm hoping to do now is get Calvin Ridley and then be able to snag Jonathan Taylor, Cam Akers, or David Montgomery in this fifth, and then tail off of that and grab another wide receiver. Hopefully that pans out. Because then my wide receivers left. Taking Calvin Ridley here. There's an argument that I could take like Tyler Lockett or Robert Woods there. Keenan Allen's also, I mean, you don't really know who's throwing to Keenan Allen. Like, I can't really say. Cortland Sutton was on fire, like, tail end last season. It's a weird one. But I'm fine with the Calvin Ridley upside, 100%. If I can end up tabling here into snagging Jonathan Taylor ahead of ADP in the fifth and then grabbing like DK Metcalf, I think that'd be really nice. So I want to hold off to grab either Cooks or Christian Kirk also later, somewhere hopefully like the 7th. It's been like around the projection. So hopefully that'll stick. Everyone's been making like some pretty solid draft picks so far. I mean, we have majority of people in this 12 team are alive right now, so that's very good. Because you're getting to see some people's like actual real perspective on like their just opinions and just also just general consensus. Because I mean, let's be honest, unless you have like a live draft for real, if you're playing like a $25 league or something with your friends and there's that random person that's just, I don't know, on a vacation or something like that, and they're just stuck on live draft, like, or on auto draft during it, and they get like a fine like auto drafted team. You run across that like a very good amount, so it's very similar. Very AJ Cotter, Tyler Lockett, AJ Brown, Zach Ertz goes. So there should be the top 3 tight ends gone. And Ertz, Kelsey, and Kittle. I mean, that's fine. I have there's some tight ends that I'm eyeballing later towards like the 9th and 10th round. Have very good upside. And you just don't need to commit so early to them. Alright, so hopefully this plays out actually right now. I might be able to land like Devontae Parker or Diggs and then grab like Cam Akers, Jonathan Taylor, or David Montgomery. And if I can take Devontae Parker, should probably just take Devontae Parker or Stephon Diggs. Like all 3 of these guys, I'm pretty much like a coin toss to me. I think like Devontae's like a little bit above them all. I mean, Terry McLaurin I feel is also like due for a breakout, but I want someone that has like a little more security to me. And I feel like these 3, like all 3 have like a very good like possibility split of like achieving the upside in which I want. Mark Ingram, bad draft. Deontay Swift, very bad reach. And Kareem Hunt's out there, like, I'm gonna grab Kareem Hunt maybe over DeAndre Swift. That's I mean, Edelman too is there. Taking DJ Shark. Woo. Alright, so I think we gotta take, we're gonna have to take one of those 3. Then table one of these 3. And I mean, I'm down with that. I like that core a lot. Alright, so he reached, took Dak Prescott. I mean, I don't guess that's a reach. Dak Prescott's like, what, the number 3 rated quarterback right now. To some people, I think it's like split between him and 4, between Kyler Murray, and 3 and 4 with him, I believe. Sorry. Man, yeah, they all have the week 11 bye week too, and they're all like very similar fantasy point range. The work gets a little split. Buffalo runs a little more. Kyle Allen throwing the deep ball is very subject. Debo's a slot god. PPR, absolutely undeniable, making grown men look like little boys out there. Devontae Parker, I think, has something to prove, though, with all his trash talk with him and Michael Thomas. I'm down with that. I like that a lot. Grabs Terry. Of course, Debo goes off the board. Give me that sweet, sweet Jonathan Taylor, baby. Stephon Diggs. Like I said, yeah, there's something that came out where they laid out a stat about Josh Allen's like deep ball accuracy percentage, and it was like worst in the league of like a starting quarterback. It was just really, really bad. And like when you have someone that like relies on that like deep ball threat route, like I don't know, that's not great. Sounds like Kareem Hunt. I'm gonna take Jonathan Taylor right now. Even though he threw the ball to was it John Ross? No, not John Ross. I can't think of who the hell it was, but John Brown. There we go. Yeah, John Brown was a very solid like route threat last year. Man, can I stick Kyler Murray coming out of here in the 7th round? That would be very nice. I don't think that's gonna happen, but it'll be super sweet. Kyler Murray and then Brandon Cooks. Like that. Even if it's not Kyler Murray, there could be like Will Fuller there or something like that too. Don't want Darius Geis. I mean, at that point, you can just kind of reach and grab like Cooks and then snag Justin Jefferson. You know, Justin Jefferson's gonna like get work, or maybe even Zach Moss. DK Metcalf goes. I didn't think he was gonna fall to me. And I'm pretty fine on starting off with like Calvin Ridley, Devontae Parker, while having this like very stout running back core right here with these three. Cam Akers goes as 6'11". Makes sense. Damn it, there goes Kyler Murray. People are going to start taking quarterbacks. Maybe I just snag Cooks. Then I take Christian Kirk also. And then wait. Hopefully snag Josh Allen. That could work. It could also just not and just completely blow up in my face, considering these people are live. And if they're live, I mean, you got to assume that they know what they're doing. Jerry Jeudy. That's wild. I would rather probably take Jamison Crowder over Jerry Jeudy. Man, Matt Breida too is like the man in Miami. But we already have like these 4 running backs. And I want some versatility at wide receiver. I do like Marquise Brown a lot too. But I think Brandon Cooks is like without a doubt the number 1. Now that I'm going to be able to snag Christian Kirk over here. So I should be able to on the turn at least, unless someone takes him. Just wants to completely just rock me. which would I would just not be a fan of that. Some fine versatility. Someone took Josh Allen, which, I mean, getting Josh Allen in the late 7, like, that's totally fine. It's an argument that I definitely could take him there. I'm going to grab Christian Kirk. Take another wide receiver with upside. I'm not going to take Preston because I already have Devontae Parker. I don't want, like, both Miami receivers. That's just outrageous. So I'm either going to have to grab Justin Jefferson coming up on this turn or a quarterback. We will see who is left on the board. But I'm totally fine taking Cooks in the 7, Kirk in the 9, or in the 8 rather, and then like taking a quarterback in the 9 that's left that might be something along the lines of like Matt Ryan would be fine actually. If Matt Ryan's not there, I think I can wait. If Matt Ryan's not there and I can snag Justin Jefferson, who should be like walking into the number 2 role right away. Even though that offense does run through Dalvin Cook, you know that you have that security that you're getting like a number 2 wide receiver, like late in the 9th round is your 9th pick. Even if I grab like Jared Goff late as my quarterback, I'm not even gonna be upset about that because like Todd Gurley like isn't gonna be there, and when Jared Goff was having like a good career and like putting up good fantasy numbers, they were running this like very like aggressive, I guess is the right term. Man, Jamison Crowder is still out there. What disrespect for that man. These like 3 wide sets, and like they'd be able to have like Todd Gurley out the backfield and do stuff like that. Well, now you can have like Robert Woods, Cooper Kupp out there, have like Tyler Higbee and like Cam Akers coming out the backfield. Or like Gerald Everett too. You can run this like 2 wide, 2 tight end, and have like a stout running back coming out the back like the Patriots used to do, and you have this very, very hard to defend offense that these like defenses will have to respect and have to work to, because having that double tight end, like even you have a lot of like pocket protection, you have a lot of running lanes that open up just as a result of running those schemes and running those setups. So it'll be interesting if they do that. That's like my hot take though on the Rams, is that they do go back to something like that. Oh man, someone took Matt Breida in the 9-8. Very solid. Deontay Johnson went all the way in the 9-7. Matt Ryan came, so that's really good. So we can snag Matt Ryan here, and then hopefully snag Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson. And then we're going to get either like one of these 4 tight ends, which I am totally down with. No, Fant. Someone takes Mike Gesicki. Keel Harry goes. There goes Damian Williams all the way in the 11. I don't think anyone that took him's like live right now. Matthew Stafford goes. So if Matt Ryan wasn't on the board there, I was gonna like do reverse and take like Justin Jefferson leading into like Matthew Stafford as like a reach. You also just don't have to reach because you have quarterbacks that are very stout, like Ryan Tannehill. I think Daniel Jones and Ben Roethlisberger is in the discussion for like comeback player of the year along with Gronk and Matt Stafford. So you have some options. And then there's also just the ability of waiting and just taking like Jared Goff or Baker Mayfield. I am on the clock and I am taking Hayden Hurst. The 11-9. Let us go. Let us go indeed. I would like to grab somewhere along the range of like J.K. Dobbins, Anthony McFarlane. Somewhere around there. If possible. So we're not going to do that now. I do want to grab my boy Justin Tucker though. Show him the respect he deserves. Plus, I just took him in like the 12th round. So it's not like I'm taking him in like the 7th or something. This team's super solid though. I like it. Hopefully be able to now grab J.K. Dobbins or McFarlane and then be able to push and grab the Steelers. See if it works. Man, Denzel Mims too is like another one. Like you kind of can't sleep on like the Jets wide receiving core of Denzel Mims and Jamison Crowder. If you're going like this strong running back strategy, because like they should be like they're gonna get work. Jamison Crowder is gonna get like 6-7 catches a game as like his upside. He's gonna get probably like a solid 8 to 10 looks a game. Like the Robbie Anderson's gone. Denzel Mims just kind of, you figure he just takes those targets off him, right? Damn, someone took J.K. Dobbins. Woof. Woof. All right, so we are going to grab Anthony McFarlane. I don't trust James Conner to play this whole season. It's a good call. Damn it, someone took the Steelers defense. Outrageous. Someone took the Patriots defense and took that pressure off me. So I think, I mean, the Ravens just do play some teams that are messes. Who else plays a bunch of mess teams? Cowboys do play a bunch of mess teams. So we could just take the Cowboys. I think that's what we do? We'll just take the Cowboys. I could grab oh man, I forgot about the Chargers defense actually lying down there. That was a big mistake on my part. I feel silly now. You only go against the Chiefs twice a year. Oh man, they took the Tennessee running back, huh? Evans, that's a very good sleeper that, I mean, really is just kind of going undrafted right now too. Who is left at running back? My boy Chase Edmonds. Y'all ready for this? All about Chase Edmonds. I mean, Chase Edmonds in the 15th round. Definitely not going to catch me taking Chase Edmonds early, but I think he's going to end up starting over Kenyon Drake by the time everything's said and done. Alright, so with my last pick, it's got to be some wide receiver over here. Oh, it's just either of the number twos possibly that are going to emerge between Devin Funchess and Allen Lazard. I think either of those are probably the right pick. I think we can just go with Devin Funchess. Alright, so that wasn't bad. It's pretty solid. So like I said, I don't think McFarland is playing a full season. Or I don't think James Conner is playing a full season, so McFarland's a good pick to start. Chase Edmonds, I believe, is better than Kenyon Drake, so he should be starting. So first round, going in order from 1 through 16, took Aaron Jones. Then on the curve, we took Joe Mixon, leading up with David Johnson, able to grab Calvin Ridley, Devontae Parker, Jonathan Taylor, Brandon Cooks, Christian Kirk, Matt Ryan, good old Justin Jefferson, who, like I said, should be starting off the season as the number 2 in Minnesota. Hayden Hurst, who is going to directly fill in those Austin Hooper roles in a very similar build, very similar talent level as Austin Hooper was last year. Justin Tucker, Anthony McFarland, you got Cowboys defense, and then taking some late flyers on Chase Edmonds, Devin Funchess. We did end up getting a lot of really good correlation on this team with basically taking the Falcons offense on getting Matt Ryan, Calvin Ridley, Hayden Hurst. There were a couple of tight ends that were left on that you'd have to work out later if you took this team on like bye, as well as like there was like Baker Mayfield left, I believe, at quarterback. Or no, he got drafted. Either way, they have like there's quarterbacks you can take on your bye week, and then you have able to rotate someone out over here on between your wide receivers of like Cooks, Kirk, and Parker. I mean, you have a lot of like decent correlation. Nothing that you wouldn't have to regularly worry, or just nothing you wouldn't have to worry about for like having like a regular team. So I mean, this is pretty stout, pretty solid. Definitely can't complain about it. Sweet.